Here we go from the New York Post. Trump blasts Biden as total moron before crowd of 100,000 at New Jersey rally. Whole world is laughing at him. I had to choose the news source that not only referenced the 100,000 number, but also insulted Joe Biden, because we are very biased here at Timcast. We like Trump. We don't like Biden. Donald Trump recited all his greatest hits at a massive Saturday evening rally in Wildwood, New Jersey, but managed to avoid violating his court-imposed gag order by focusing on President Biden, whom he called a total moron, and blamed for his web of legal troubles. Trump, wearing his typical blue shirt, blue suit, blood red tie, and Make America Great Again cap, railed about inflation, offshore windmills, electric cars, the press, and Chris Christie. But unsurprisingly, it was Biden who drew the most intense vitriol. Take a look at some of these photos. Absolutely insane. This is potentially one of the biggest rallies ever in U.S. history. It is believed to be the biggest for a Republican, and we're not sure. It may rival Obama's St. Louis rally of 100,000. So, I mean, this is massive. What I will say is we're getting all of these signs and signals that Donald Trump is on track to win bigly. The question is, I'd imagine that there's going to be some sort of shadow campaign. And, I'm not so sure that we should just sit here and rest on our laurels just yet.
I think that's the problem with a lot of Republican voters, right? They're easy to say, like, Joe Biden's are so bad and inflation's awful. Of course Trump is going to win, but the reality is that you have to go to the polls, right? And the other part is that, if you had a Trump presidency, if you're really looking to see the reawakening of conservative values or America First values in this country, you would need to also support, those beliefs and policies down ticket. So you have to be able to vote for Senate, Congress, everyone in your local level. It's so easy during a presidential election year to just say, like, oh, yes, these two guys are running, when actually, I mean, you're the best person to talk about this. Yeah. There's so much more to it.
Now, look, this is an inflection point in this country. It really makes a huge difference what the outcome of this election. There's no doubt about it. If you think that things are bad now, think if you had another 4 years of Joe Biden and how bad that would be. Imagine just in the time that we're living in right now, 3 years of Joe Biden tanked the economy, inflation's off the charts. You have to go out and vote if we're going to get this country back. It's the only way to save this country is for Joe Biden to be defeated in this upcoming election. It's a huge, huge election. I know everyone's always like, this is the biggest election ever elected. I am serious. I mean, you have seen this thing on hyperdrive. The left's agenda over this last 3 years, trillions of dollars of debt, inflation, all of it piled up. We're potentially looking at 3 wars now. I mean, go out and vote. Please, people, be politically engaged, because they're going to do everything they can on their side to try to make this thing difficult for us.
I mean, I think that's why you see the hyperfixation on abortion, on these issues that are not getting the same attention that the mainstream everyday kitchen table issues have, right? Like how much your grocery bill is really makes a difference to the voter. Being able to say, well, I was the president who, my vice president toured an abortion facility. Like, I feel like the Democrats are already campaigning uphill because the economy is so bad and that's such a number one issue. But on top of that, the things that they are alternatively trying to direct to aren't as motivating.